Hey everybody, thanks for joining White Dog Outdoors. Today we're out in Vermont and I thought I'd do something a little bit different with you guys today. I spent the morning doing a guide trip on a small stream. It was a really successful guide trip. It was really easy pickings. Like, we had our share of any fish that we wanted to. It was pretty easy fishing. I'm on a slightly different stream now that gets a little more pressure and it's a little more difficult. So, you know, I spent the morning teaching somebody how to look for the different places to fish, how to figure out where your flies should go. And so what I want to say is every stream is different, but you put those experiences together and I think, you know, you learn how to attack these streams pretty effectively. So that's my goal today. I'm going to take you guys with me and we're going to break down each little pocket of water that we get to. We're going to talk about where we think we're going to find those fish and we'll see what kind of fish we can find. I've definitely found several fish. It's definitely harder fishing than what we had earlier today, but I've found several fish. So we're going to try that out today. I'm going to teach you guys as we go through what to look for when you're small stream fishing. If you guys haven't seen, I already have a video out about how to find small stream wild trout. And so I recommend, if you haven't seen that, I'd start that first. I'll pop it up here. But it's going to give you the how I find the stream, you know, by looking at maps, talk about safety, how I'm going to attack the stream. So just in general, what I'm going to do is I'm always going to go upstream, right? Those fish are going to be facing into the current. So I'm going to be working my way upstream and we're going to stay behind those fish, but cast ahead of those fish with some dry flies. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'll take you along with me. So let's go. Okay, so I'm coming up on a typical little pocket. What I see here is a little bit of depth in the back area. It's slow over here. I got a nice current coming down through the right side, and there's a really light colored submerged rock. It looks like there's an edge and a deeper edge in front of that, and then a little pocket behind it. So when I'm looking at this particular stretch, anything from the end of the pool, because a lot of times they'll hide right in front of the rocks at the end of the pool, all the way up in that current, all the way up to just ahead of that light colored submerged rock. So we're going to start in the back, all the way back down through the end. Get a little more line out. I'm going to try to get ahead of that submerged rock right there. It's coming down a little bit fast, but that's okay because a lot of times they'll still hit it in that. All right, I've run it a few times. I'm pretty much done with this hole and I'm moving on. So as I'm going through, I'm going to plop my fly in as many of these little locations as possible, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any of these spots. And I can see it looks like it's a little fast, but it is deeper up in here. It's deeper right up in front of that rock. So we'll see if we can get a fly to sit in there long enough, just like that. Just like that. Oh, there's a fish right off the edge of that rock. Okay, so right off the edge of that rock. And I got barbless hooks. My hook is out. Got an energetic little guy here. Okay, here we go. Right back in there for you. You're coming right back by me. There he goes. So it was deeper everywhere from right up here, and I got the fast current on the right. I got it a little bit slower here. I was able to get a slower drift, and there's an edge of this rock that cuts down, and that's a perfect place for those fish to hide. And so when it got down to about here, that fish hit. And most likely he came out from under the rock and came back toward me to hit it. So not an entirely likely place, but still a good enough place for a little small brook trout to hold. All right, let's take a look here. I'm gonna put my sunglasses on so I can see into the water a little better. Looks pretty shallow on the left side, but it's a little bit deeper on the right side. So I'm more likely to probably find something on the right side, but I'll try both. Yeah, I definitely think I'm more likely to find something on that right side. That's slow. Oh, there we go. Had somebody suck it under. All right, I hit a fish on the right. I'm gonna give him a break and fish to the left a little bit, see if there's anybody over here. I'm pretty sure this is shallower, although I can't see through it. So I think I'm less likely to catch somebody on this left side, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, and he's off. He was really shallow. He was right here. I honestly was not ready for that fish. I didn't think that he was gonna be there. Maybe it's deep. Oh yeah, there's a deeper cut there. I didn't realize that. It's deeper cut right there by that rock. So let's try that left side a little bit closer, right in through here. Right there, right in the... Oh well, I missed the fish that was there because I didn't notice that it was deep. Let's take a break for a second. I got a current coming in the middle, a current coming a little bit off to the side. I like that middle area between the two currents. So I'm gonna hit that next. All right, oh, there's a good one. I saw him come up and take it. All right, so this has got depth to it, but I'm not jazzed about this. I would highly doubt I'm gonna catch anything in here. It still looks good, so I'm gonna throw my fly in because there's depth and there's rocks, but it's a little too calm. It's a little too, there's not a whole lot to it. So, and I got a shadow I'm casting here, so I gotta be careful, but you know, it's not the kind of place where I think I'm really gonna catch a brook trout because there's just not a lot of moving water. There's just not a lot happening over here. And there's just not gonna be a constant source of food being brought to those fish because there's really no movement. Nothing is happening over here. So as compared to when I start to move up here, you know, this doesn't have a lot of depth, but I see a couple of rocks that stick up. Maybe it's creating a little bit of a ledge. That up there, there's definitely a ledge on that lighter colored rock up front. And so, and it's got good current. So I'm gonna be able to, maybe we'll see one here. That was a pretty good drift, nothing there. That's a really good drift. Nothing through there. I'm gonna do one more up at the head here. Yeah, in front of that rock, right in there, held up beautifully, 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 nothing. Maybe one off to the side, nothing, and we're moving on. One other thing I do is I'm keeping my line really short. I don't even have any fly line out of the rod. I'm keeping it short. A couple of reasons. I don't have to worry about it dragging behind me when I'm moving around. It's a little more efficient for me. I can go right into a cast if I see something. I can do quick little flicks with it. I'm not casting big distances. I'm just doing quick little motions. And if I get to a spot where I want to pull out more line, I can. But right now I'm just going to keep moving upstream. Yeah, none of this is great. I do see a little bit of depth right here in front of this rock, right there. Yeah, there we go. So I just said right in front of the, right where I saw the depth. Even though I'll show you guys in a second here, I want to let this fish go. Beautiful little guy. Right back in and off you go. Now, let's get the fly out of the way. I said there wasn't a lot of room over here, but there was a little tiny spot I wanted to hit. You can see as I get a little bit closer, there's some serious depth right in there. It's not a big spot. You know, maybe from this rock up here down to here. But it didn't take much. I threw a drift in there and right away he hit. So even though they're not big spots, they don't have to be big. They just have to have the right characteristics to hold fish, and there's plenty of depth down in there. All right, one other thing we're doing today is we're trying to keep our flies floating really well. So I've got some, you know, I call it shake and bake. Shake and bake. But it'll take the moisture out of your fly. I also have some gel I can put on it. It's just gonna help it float a little bit higher. Just looking for anything that I might want to throw a fly into. Yeah, I don't know. This is all really shallow. That's a little bit deeper here. Quick drift, done. So this run out is kind of slow here, or kind of shallow, but there's a spot I like under here. A lot of times you get these fast currents, but you get the little curlicue up in there. And a lot of times the fish can be hiding in there. So I want to try to get my fly in there, right in there. Not today. All right. I love those though. Those are spots where I've landed. Those are spots where I've hooked some of my biggest fish. Well, moving on. Drop some in here. Okay. Moving on. That looks good. We'll see how deep it is. Sometimes these little pools up here look amazing, but then when you get to them, they're not deep. I see some depth though. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. It's got some depth to it. All right. One tactic I use on a hole like this is I do not want my line catching the water in front of me, because it's going to pull my fly and it's going to make it drift really fast and not be natural. So I'm going to go with a short line and I'm going to hold it up in the air. Right all the way to the end. I'm going to hold it up in the air and keep that fly in the water the whole time, right up until the end. Because there's some really good rocks in this that are creating this pool, and the front edge of them can be fantastic. Like Reddit Ride all the way. Okay. Wow, that's nice and deep. Holy cow. I'm actually kind of surprised that nobody's coming out to play here. All right. One more spot. I like those little curlicues. Right up. Right, come on, pull it back, right in there. A lot of times, those are great spots. There we go, right in there. Come on, baby. All right, not today. It's worth a drift, but not really a whole lot worth. All right. Wow, that's nice and deep. That looks so good. Nobody's home though, huh? Yeah, look at this. There's like all these deep rocks all through here. So good. So good. Now that looks awesome. Oh, I spooked the other one out. Oh my goodness. That was a pretty cool little spot. That was pretty cool. There's a neat little spot tucked in back behind here. I'll show you guys in a second here. We'll let this little guy go. So just as soon as I thought I wasn't going to catch any more fish, I got a beautiful looking little nook like that. I threw the fly way back in there, and when it came out, right toward the end of that rock, we'll have one come up and take it there. It's a really cool, dark, got some deep back there. It's a really cool looking spot for a brook trout to be hanging out. All right, that's not bad. It was bigger than I thought he was. Get back in here. So I didn't actually catch that fish where I thought I was going to. I thought the more likely area was back here where it's deep. But all right, so I actually thought that I was probably going to catch a fish off of these rocks here because it was deep in a better area, I thought. But I didn't catch anything there. And not that this is a bad area, it's the secondary area that I would focus on. But it's not as deep, but you got a nice current coming in along the right side. And as soon as I came in through that current right in front of this rock, I got a nice little take. And you can see, here's that rock and the front edge of it, how deep it is under there, which is what makes it a nice area for the fish to hang. These are looking like flat rocks. I don't like that. As good as it looks from a distance, we'll see what it looks like when we get closer. See how these are flat rocks? That's not something that generally holds fish. Now there is some plunge pool in there and there is some rocks around it, but I don't have high hopes for this area because of the flat rocks. I saw him right there. He was right down under here. Oh, I gotta get to some place where I can land him. Oh God, the black flies are everywhere. Oh. Sorry, buddy. What the F? There we go. We're just gonna let that guy go. He was a little tangled up. Didn't want to hurt him anymore. Oh my God, these black flies. So with that fish, I couldn't actually see it. I was up over that, on the other side of that rock, but I was just drifting it down along the front of the rock. And of course, if you look down along the front of that rock, you just see how much depth there is in there. So, really good place for a trout to hang out. All right, we're gonna continue up just a little bit more. We're nearing the end of what I'm willing to, the effort I'm willing to put into today. So we'll fish a couple more spots and then we'll probably call it quits here. Oh yeah, holy cow. Wow, okay. Super deep, maybe a little too deep. Oh, good one. Don't want to ruin the hole, so we'll go back to the back edge of it. That was the current pushing over to the left side, and he just followed it over into that stuff. Oh, I think I forgot to pinch the barb. I also just realized this is a new fly. I haven't used it yet today, so I'm going to pinch my barb. All right, that is pinched. It makes a huge difference to the health of these fish when you pinch the barbs. It's a really deep pool, so like sometimes these are not great for dry fly and would be better for a dry dropper or a streamer, because I think these big fish are generally going to be down deeper and it's going to be hard for them to come up and get these flies. That's a good 4-foot deep hole. Well, we got one, and he was right along the deep edge here where it goes from shallow to deep. Looks like we're getting to some neat stuff up here. It's so hard to turn around when you're fishing these streams because you just keep getting that next glance of like what you're gonna fish, and you don't want to stop. It all looks too good. There we go. Oh, I was gonna say that looked awfully good right there. So you can see when I'm exploring water, I don't move very slowly. I move pretty quickly. And I don't want anybody to be unsafe, but I mean like I fish water quickly. Couple of drifts through and I'm looking at the next spot. I felt like I saw a fish poking its nose up there. Maybe not. Okay. Holy shnikes. Oh my God. And this is why you brook trout fish. Because, look, it's freaking beautiful. And it's also dangerous. Okay, I think my best bet is going to be further upstream here, right where that whitewater comes in and it falls down into those deeper rocks is where I really think my best spots are going to be. But I'm kind of poking around the back of this pool along rock edges and stuff just to see if I don't pull anything else out. But in general, the fish are going to want to be up where there's pretty good current so that anything that falls into the water is going to be washed down to them. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I got some really good rocks. Come on. Yes. All right. Now that one pretty much hit exactly where I expected him to. So that one hit really right where I thought he would. Right where that bubble line comes in and goes past that rock. This is a really great deep spot there, and he hit right where I wanted him to. Nice guy right here. That's a great looking spot in there. I mean, it's one of those spots where you just feel like you're going to get a fish, and so when you do, it's really cool. So there may be more in there. We'll find out. If there's an area with current and an area without current, you're about almost 100 times more likely to find fish in the current than you are out in the area without current, unless there's something really special to hold them over there. Oh, yes. Another one. That's a good one. That might be the best of the day here. Let's see. Nice. Maybe not the best, but pretty good. Oh, God. Oh, no, that is the best of the day, I think. 6, 4, 7, almost 7.5 inches. I may take a picture of this one. There, nice barbless hook. Comes out super easy. All right. What a great little fish. Off you go, buddy. All right, we got 2 good ones out of here. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna call it quits up here. We'll see if we can get another one before we pull out here for the night. See if we can find it. Getting a little flat in here. With as tired as I am, I'm starting to pick and choose my spots a little bit more. I do like this pool. I do like this run. Yep, I saw the orange belly come flopping up. That's the kind of run where that's about the size fish I expect out of there. We'll do these couple runs and then we're out of here. All right, we're gonna call it quits here. I've been at this for 11 hours today. I had a guide trip at 8 a.m. this morning. We fished together for quite a while, and then I did my own thing and did some recording. But I wanted to take you guys along with me and show you how I attack small streams for small wild trout, and kind of break down the different pieces of water, different holes, and show you where I thought we could be successful, and then talk about where we were successful. So hopefully that helps some of you see, when you're out on these small streams, how quickly you should move, the areas that you should focus on, and the areas that you're gonna be likely to find fish. So anyway, I hope that was helpful for you guys today, but long day, tons of brook trout. What a fantastic day. I'm tired. I'll see you guys soon.